Should be a ripper, Warren. Looking forward to this one.
Daly with the first boot of the game. And it's a well-judged kick too, right down towards the goal line. And Juni gets it back to Hermanson. He is a player who would be trying to impress the Kiwi selectors. The gate must be open. The Kiwis, two poor performances against France and a lacklustre performance last night, but a mistake already as the ball lost by Hermanson as he went to play it.
Yeah,
hand
well,
in there.
Definitely a hand in there from David Ferner. And there you go, Johnny Peard, right from the kick-off, your pet hate.
Yes, the linesman should have had a good view of that one.
Yeah, Peter, you're dead right. David Manson may have been blocked. You would have thought the touch judge would have seen it. So the Raiders, 15 out, an early chance, and David Wesley, who looked awesome in the highlights I saw from their Parramatta win. 50 points they racked up against the Eels. Only 8 metres out, Steve Walters into dummy half. Stewart dummying, then gives it to Hetherington. Still only 8 out, 3 men in the tackle. Stewart goes to the line himself. So that puts the doubt in their mind. Will Stewart run? Will he pass? They're short on the right. They come left instead, the Raiders. Daly with the kick. Puts it back in there for Jorgensen. He's got to get out. It's a tight corner and no way past. Now this is Steve Trindle bringing the kick back. For and against the Raiders. Well, you'd expect them to have racked up plenty of points in attack. 289 is only reasonably impressive by their standards as they go wide here. It's out to Nandruku. He pushes one off. Nandruku's over in the corner. Typical Noah Nandruku finish. The fend, the dash, into the corner. And an early try to the Canberra Raiders. And they will have a player going to the blood bin already to David Wesley, but 4 points on the board to the Raiders.
Yeah, look at this. Steve Wallace sets this up, goes for a little bit of a scoot himself, gets away from some pretty ordinary tackles, goes back to his right-hand side, links up with Brett Mullins. Mullins gives it to Nandruku. Hudson, a straight-up tackle for Hudson, but big Noah Nandruku, the flying Fijian, he's not a straight-up tackle to anybody, Warren, and he just put the big left hand out, got away with the fend, and Steve Wallace in outstanding form already this afternoon. He set it up, Warren.
Well, the early loss of the ball by Terry Hermanson, and then the dropout put pressure on them, but look at this, across the fend from Nandruku was a beauty on Jason Hudson. He's just too strong and too fast.
Yeah, well, we said that Steve Wohlers would have to have a big impact today if the Raiders were to be successful with the likes of Clyde and Lomax and Pongia out of the team. Mullins just goes through his hands, and I mean, that's a missed tackle, but let's not be too tough on Hudson because Noah Nandruku's made plenty of people look like fools over the years. He's 30 years of age this year, Steve, getting towards the end of his career. Still got it. There goes Ferner.
Great looking kick. It's low, but it's there. It clears the bar like a high jumper. And David Ferner makes it 6-0, and we've had only 3 minutes of play.
What do you think, Johnny? What's happening?
Yes, well, that was the right decision. I thought it should have been play on, Peter. Actually, I didn't think it was in any way touched by the Canberra player, but I don't know, the game's an interesting situation at the moment. This is where East are having a few problems. They're starting to slide on Canberra. Canberra's that adept at slipping balls. Look how they've brought this ball back from the sideline, back at infield, and Ferner is still looking for support, and so is Daly.
Daly and Stewart find a bit of space for Wesley, who straightens it up strongly down to the 20. It was a highish tackle from Hermanson a moment or two back, but it was not vicious. It just slid over the back of Laurie Daly. Now Stewart dummy through. And if he'd just been able to keep his feet, he had Luke DeVico alongside him unmarked.
He's got to be... There you go, Steve Wohlers. This could be a try. He's got to be careful, David Manson. The Roosters' backs are creeping up inside the 10. Try and shut down this Canberra attack, and that could make for an ordinary spectacle.
Daly, Boyle, back inside, might have been forward anyway. Mullins can't get to it. Is it play on? It could be play on. No, it was a forward pass. It was there on the ground for Noah Nandruku. Well tackled by Trindle. He plays it forward. Deeth, the marker, was more than a metre back. The referee said play on, but now the kick straight to Mullins with Daly. Boyle slips it to Nagus. Away they go again.
Try.
Lovely step by Ken Nagus. Juni is chasing. Darren Juni dives, misses. Ken Nagus scores from the other side of halfway, and you called it early, Jacko.
Well, I don't know whether Kenny Nagus had the pedal down. I think he was only in about third gear then. He is injured, don't forget. He had He was in a bit of trouble earlier when he came across and made a great tackle to save a try, and there's something wrong with Kenny Nagas. Here's the kick over the top now. Brett Mullins does great work here. He actually hangs on to the ball, waiting for Laurie Daly to get back inside. Laurie sums up the situation well, gets a nice pass on the inside. There's the little prick to Kenny Nagas, and from then on it was always going to be a try. But you watch him, Kenny Nagas would have streeted away from Journey at normal pace, and he still had the pace, even though he was injured, to get away and score the try.
And Kyogle in New South Wales as well. Spent a bit of time there too. The kick is over, and Furner adds the extras for the second time, and it's 12-0 to Canberra. Yeah, and here's Salvatore, who was one of the men trying to leg it with Ken Nagas, and it looked as if Salvo was going up and down in the one spot in comparison to Kenny Nagas.
Geez, I'm faster than Salvo.
Here's Graham Mackay. I think Salvo would concede that. At the moment anyway, still looks like he's carrying a bit of conditions. Been hard for him to get match practice through the split round since coming back from injury. Iro, Lamb, Hermanson. Tackle from behind by Hetherington. Last tackle coming up. 15 out. Walker fires the pass. It's a beauty. Jorgensen dives and he's there. That's a try and it's a beauty. Paul Cross would be proud of the dive, but it might have been necessary from Peter Jorgensen. He more or less went over the top of the tackler rather than through him and risked getting put over the touchline. It's a difficult one for him. Inches in from the touchline. He's hit it well. Will it come around? No. But the first points are on the board for the Roosters, and they get a try at that time a little bit out of the blue. It's 12-4 to the Raiders. Canberra leading the metres gained and possession, 53%. Ricketson. Steaming. Garlick pushes them away, wants to quick play the ball. Gaffey. Phil Gould must have given them a real rev up at half-time. They've come out a better side, still unable to convert the chances. Salvatore McDougall. Now it's Jorgensen. Comes back away from Wiki, finds McDougall. Support there, the pass goes to Lamb. Lamb sprinting away. Lamb will get there. Ricky Stewart can't get to him. Good football down the right-hand side by the Sydney City Roosters. Started by Jorgensen coming back infield. Started to turn them inside out.
Yeah, Adrian Lamb takes it across the ruck. Now, Kenny Nagas, you can't see in that pitch, but Kenny Nagas was back a little bit. He had to come in. Jorgensen does some great stuff here. Gets away from one, gets a beautiful ball inside to McDougall. McDougall gets a great ball, and the secret to that was the amount of support. Look at him, Andrew Walker saying, get around under the post, son. I've got to get an easy kick. Ricky comes across in cover defence, but it's not there. Here's a better look at it from this angle. There's the long ball. Goes to Salvatore. He's been playing great since he's come on. Now, this bloke does well. Hasn't he been a good convert across from the rugby ranks? And as I said, there's plenty of support. 1, 2, 3 Roosters players to 2 Raiders players, and a great hit back by the Roosters.
It's 12-10 to Canberra, and this kick to level the scores. Andrew Walker 8 metres in from touch, bringing it around, not enough. Canberra keep their heads in front, and I'm just wondering where Kenny Nagas was after missing a tackle earlier, why he wasn't chasing down that far side after Lamb.
There's Jason Lowry warming up. He's had a couple of big days, Jason Lowry. He'd be nice and sore tonight.
Daly heads across field, and Clark goes with him. Boyle, quick play the ball, hit the blind side, Stewart. And a diving tackle from Gaffey. Kept it alive now to DeVico. He hits for the line, he's over it. Luke DeVico. The defence of the Roosters was always a bit thin on that left-hand side, but they should have tightened it up. They had the opportunity when Stewart went wide. The pass came back. Out Furner. And waved away. So that is 2 points that David Furner would normally pick up. 16-10 to Canberra. They've got the bonus 6. Not much in the knock-on from the kick by Mackay. Referee probably was right, though. But away go the Raiders. Burnham. The Roosters are about to send somebody else out there as it comes back from Furner.
Robert Mears looks like he's warming up to come on.
Wesley. Lamb to Nagas. Canberra can go a long way towards putting the Roosters out of the game with a try here, or even 1 point. Stewart's going to go for it. And it's through, I think it is. Ricky Stewart makes it hard for Sydney City now. Out to 7 points with 12 minutes to go for Canberra. Sean McRae, the trainer, applauding. And Tim Sheens realises that the game's not won yet.
Yeah, heaps of time was the call. There's Ricky just summing up the situation. A wobbly one, but it doesn't matter what they look like. Once they go over that black dot, and that one certainly did. What that does, Warren, it not only gives you the buffer, but it puts the pressure back on the opposition.
And there's 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go.
Hey, Warren, just a quick cheerio to the people at the Allenstown Hotel at Rockhampton. I owe them a football jumper. I haven't forgotten you folks, and it'll be up shortly.
How shortly? Here's Mears.
Yeah, the check's in the mail, Beardy.
Robert Mears, who very nearly scored a try against the Bulldogs to pull them out of that one. Here's Adrian Lamb. He cuts away again. Stewart makes the tackle. Ricky Stewart in cover, halfback on halfback.
Gee, that was a timely tackle by Stewart, because the support on the inside of Lamb, had he just scooted a pace quicker or forward, that would have been problems for Canberra.
He's picked up a couple of yards in pace, Ricky, this year.
Walker's pass was flat to Lamb, to Iro, man over, Jorgensen inside to Iro. There's the try, he's got to come around closer. 10 metres to the side of the post. Laurie Daly is furious with his team, absolutely blowing up at the defence down that right-hand side, which East have exploited today. 17-14, kick to come, and he put this over. It's going to be close. The flags are up. 17-16. How important was Ricky Stewart's field goal? 3.5 minutes to go.
Then the Roosters pulled another one out in the last dying minutes.
Did it against the Dragons, didn't they?
They certainly did, Warren.
2.5. Canberra beaten only once this season. Out it goes to Mackay and in and away. Up towards halfway races. Nandruka from behind. Daly across as well. Sheens very, very edgy. Is this going to slip away from them? To Ricketson. He's up to the 30. Well, will they go for the field goal or will they go for the try? Still a couple of tackles to go. Walker can kick a field goal. There it goes. Misses. Andrew Walker went for the draw and missed.
Oh, and isn't he copping some from Craig Salvatore? I'll get about three play the balls. And what can they do, the Roosters?
Well, it's Ricketson on halfway. Juni goes to Lamb. Iro, up he goes again. Back it comes. Support was there through Smith. 13 seconds to go. Field goal's got to be a chance again for Walker now. They're going to go closer though. Mears takes it to 15. 4, 3, 2, 1. They've got to get to play the ball in, surely. Smith with the ball and he's tackled. The referee signals full time. And it's a win to the Raiders by 1 point.